So, we were right. DJI pushed forward with their Avata 360 first, giving it the spotlight it clearly deserved. But now the wait is over. DJI has officially broken the silence with a teaser, confirming what many of us suspected all along. The Osmo Pocket 4 is coming on April 16th, 2026. And if the leaks, hints and patterns are anything to go by, the Pocket 4 isn't trying to reinvent the wheel. It's trying to perfect it. So the real question is, what exactly are we getting this time? Looking back now, the delay feels less like a setback and more like a calculated decision. DJI didn't just randomly push the Pocket 4 announcement. They created space for the Avata 360 to breathe, dominate headlines, and capture attention without internal competition. And in doing so, they avoided something that many tech companies struggle with, overshadowing their own products. Because let's be honest, launching two major creator-focused devices at the same time rarely works out well. One always steals the spotlight. By holding back the Pocket 4, DJI ensured that when it finally arrives, it gets the full attention it deserves. And judging by the teaser drop, that moment is now. There's also another layer to this strategy. Delays like this often suggest one of two things. Either something wasn't ready, or everything was ready, but the timing wasn't. In this case, all signs point to the latter, because even before the official teaser, the market already felt prepared. Accessories had started appearing, early documentation was quietly circulating, and there were strong indications that review units were already in the hands of select creators. That doesn't happen unless a product is essentially finished. So no, the Pocket 4 wasn't delayed because it wasn't ready. It was delayed because DJI wanted to introduce it properly. If you were expecting a radical redesign, this might surprise you. Based on recent leaks and insider reports, the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 is shaping up to be a refined evolution rather than a complete overhaul. And honestly, that might be the smartest move DJI could make right now. The Pocket 3 has already set a strong foundation. It proved that a compact, all-in-one gimbal camera could deliver serious video quality while staying incredibly portable. So instead of tearing that formula apart, DJI seems to be polishing every aspect of it. And the upgrades, they're meaningful. At the center of it all is a 1-inch sensor which signals a clear focus on image quality. This isn't just about better specs on paper, it's about better low-light performance, improved dynamic range, and more flexibility in real-world shooting conditions. Then comes the headline feature, 6K video at 60 frames per second. Now let's pause here for a second. This isn't just a numbers game. 6K gives creators more room to crop, stabilize, and reframe without losing quality. For solo shooters, vloggers, and content creators who rely on flexibility, that's a huge advantage. It's not flashy for the sake of being flashy, it's practical. One of the more interesting upgrades comes in the form of enhanced 2x in-sensor zoom. Unlike traditional digital zoom, in-sensor zoom maintains much better image integrity. It allows you to get closer to your subject without the typical loss in sharpness. And in a compact device like the Pocket series, that kind of flexibility can completely change how you shoot. But where things get even more exciting is tracking. The Pocket lineup has always leaned heavily on intelligent subject tracking, and this time we're looking at Active Track 7.0. If the improvements follow DJI's usual pattern, this likely means better subject recognition, smoother tracking transitions, and stronger performance in complex environments. Think crowded streets, fast-moving subjects, or unpredictable lighting, situations where older tracking systems would sometimes struggle. For creators, this is the kind of upgrade that quietly transforms the experience. You don't notice it immediately, but once you start using it, it's hard to go back. Here's something that might not grab headlines, but could be one of the most important changes. 107 gigabytes of built-in storage. Yes, you heard that right. In a world where external memory cards are still the norm, having that much internal storage changes the game. It simplifies the workflow. No more worrying about forgetting your SD card. No more juggling storage options mid-shoot. Just pick up the camera and start recording. And then there's the design. At first glance, it might look familiar, and that's intentional. But subtle refinements are where the real improvements lie. The addition of 2 physical buttons is a small change that could make a big difference in usability, because when you're shooting on the go, especially with a device this compact, tactile controls matter. They make the camera feel more responsive, more intuitive, and ultimately more reliable. It's these small, thoughtful upgrades that suggest DJI isn't chasing headlines. They're focusing on user experience. The bigger picture, DJI's two-sided strategy. When you look at the Pocket 4 alongside the Avata 360, a very clear pattern emerges. DJI isn't just releasing products, they're balancing innovation. On one side, you have the Avata 360, bold, experimental, and pushing boundaries with immersive capture and hybrid functionality. It's the kind of product that grabs attention and sparks conversation. On the other side, you have the Pocket 4, focused, refined, and built to improve everyday usability. One expands possibilities, the other perfects them, and together they create a complete ecosystem for creators. This dual approach is what makes DJI so effective. They're not relying on a single type of innovation. They're exploring new frontiers while simultaneously refining what already works. And in 2026, that balance feels more intentional than ever. There's also growing speculation around a potential Pocket 4 Pro variant. While nothing has been officially confirmed yet, the idea isn't far-fetched. DJI has been experimenting with tiered product lines across different categories, and the Pocket series could be next. If a Pro model does arrive, it could push things further, higher bitrate recording, more advanced color profiles, maybe even expanded lens options or modular accessories. But even if that doesn't happen immediately, the standard Pocket 4 already feels like a complete package. And that's important, because not every creator needs the most advanced features. Most people just want a camera that works quickly, reliably, and consistently. And that's exactly where the Pocket 4 seems to shine. Why this launch feels different. There's something noticeably different about how DJI is handling this release. It's quieter, more controlled, less about hype, more about timing, and that might be a reflection of the current global landscape. With ongoing challenges like regulatory pressures and market shifts, DJI appears to be taking a more measured approach. They're not over-promising. They're not flooding the market with information. Instead, they're letting anticipation build naturally. And in a way, that makes the announcement feel more significant. Because when a company like DJI chooses to speak less, every message carries more weight. The DJI Osmo Pocket 4 isn't trying to shock the industry. It's trying to serve its users better, with a US price of approximately $499. And that might be exactly what creators need right now. In a world filled with overcomplicated gear and feature overload, something is refreshing about a device that focuses on the essentials: great video quality, smart tracking, reliable performance, and effortless usability. So, is the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 worth getting excited about? Absolutely. Not because it's revolutionary, but because it understands what creators actually need. And in the end, that's what makes all the difference. Thanks for watching.